Out of control. Adam Michel from the Heritage Foundation. Adam, gotten into this before, but this notion both parties dropped the ball on when it comes to debt and related issues. But unless something changes, and soon, this isn't going anywhere at all, is it?
Yeah, everyone's talking about how do we pay for the tax cuts. That's not the question we should be asking. Tax cuts don't need to be paid for. It's spending that needs to be paid for, and it's all that spending in the future that's the problem. We don't have a revenue problem. We have a spending problem, and that's the bottom line.
And as you point out too, if you're going to worry about how you pay for taxes, let's get in that camp. That's fine. Then shouldn't you have a similar zeal to go after all the other debt that's there? Let's say you're going to equal it out. How do we pay for $1.5 trillion worth of tax cuts? How do we pay for a similar amount in spending? Because the spending is a lot more than that anyway. But just make it a fool's choice. Go ahead and address that, and they don't.
Yeah, we didn't get $20 trillion in debt because we haven't taxed people enough. This, again, just keeps coming back to we spend much more than we should, and we should start addressing that spending problem. That's an incredibly important thing to address going forward.
Do you think that the other debt that no one's touching, notwithstanding, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger, do you think that the tax cut or that it can sustain growth of better than 3%, enough to at least pay for that portion of it? Because that seems to be what's got everyone's goat, including Senator Corker, who we're told is likely still over this issue a no vote. But what do you make of that?
The official government scores that say that the economy won't grow as much as outside analysts think it would are looking at the wrong pieces of the economy. This tax plan is pro-growth, and it will cover about $1 trillion of the $1.5 trillion of quote-unquote lost revenue here. And so it makes that 3.5% decrease in revenue on the static score go down to a 1% change, which is really minuscule in the broad scope of all the things the government spends money on.
Now, they built into this, I guess, estimates, that is, those who've crunched the numbers of 1.9, not even 2% growth. Certainly we could do better than that, and certainly that could make a big difference, right?
Yeah, there's credible estimates that the economy could be almost 3, and some people even say 4 or 5% larger at the end of these 10 years. And that's a significant increase to workers' pay. It adds additional jobs. And the faster growing economy makes it easier to address that $20 trillion debt and our growing deficit in those out years. So the economic growth piece of this tax plan is a really important piece.
All right, Adam, thank you very, very much. Adam Michel, the Heritage Foundation. I just thought you